I applied to 350 jobs. Let me say that number again. It's crazy. I applied to 350 jobs. Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm going to share the best advice I received while in law school. I received this advice from law professors, lawyers, etc. I graduated Thurgood Marshall School of Law in May 2013, and all through law school I would hear this advice, and it really went in one ear and out the other. I did not pay attention until it was like far too late. The advice is, your network is your net worth. And at the time when people would say this, I thought it was so cheesy because, first of all, I kind of didn't even like networking. Anytime there was an event at school, that was labeled a networking event, I wouldn't even really attend. Or if I attended, I felt uncomfortable. And I realized later, the reason that I felt uncomfortable with networking is because, in my mind, networking means that you go out, you start awkward conversations with people, and you try to see how you can use them to further your own career, further your own objectives. That's literally what I thought networking was. Like, at any time anyone would talk about networking, my eyes kind of would roll, and I would immediately think, like, like, do I really have to go to this networking event? However, if somebody was like, hey, let's go to the bar, let's go to this museum, there's gonna be a ton of other attorneys there, I would go. Like, so networking at a bar is the same thing as networking at an event. I'm just going out and deliberately putting myself in a position to meet new friends. That is what networking is. Anytime I go to a networking event, that's literally what I think. I'm going to make new friends today. I'm going to go out and seek new friendships, new relationships, and that's it. Graduated, I applied to 350 jobs. Let me say that number again. It's crazy. I applied to 350 jobs. And at the time, it was very stressful, right? Like, I'm graduating law school, I'm taking the bar, I'm studying, I'm worried about my future because I haven't heard back from these jobs that I applied to. But I realized later that 2013 was a really bad time to graduate law school. A lot of lawyers were getting their offers withdrawn. It was kind of savage. So, and also the thing about having a law degree is that if you apply to non-legal jobs, then you're overqualified, like whatever that means. Like, I'm not overqualified. I'm applying for this job for a reason. But anyway, they would think that you're overqualified, or that as soon as a law job opened up, you're going to leave, you're going to jump ship. So I definitely faced that. So by the time that I got my bar results, in that November. So I graduated in May 2013, and I got my bar results November in 2013. And by the time, I was desperate. I needed money. I was worried about my future. I didn't understand why I was applying to so many jobs and I wasn't getting anything. I wasn't even getting callbacks. I didn't understand. So I was like, okay, well, the next thing I can do is start a law firm, because that's the one thing that's amazing about having a law degree, is from that time that you get it in November, when it's known that you passed the bar, you can start a law firm. So I was like, okay, let me hang out my shingle. That's what the lawyers call it. So let me do this. Let me start this law firm. At the same time I'm starting my law firm, there are other people I graduated with who started theirs. However, quickly I realized their experience was vastly different. So all through law school, I never thought I was going to start a law firm, ever. I just wanted to graduate law school, join a law firm, do something with my law degree, and call it a day. But so I never really networked deliberately while in law school. However, I was looking at my other colleagues who graduated with me, who had the same exact experience, but they knew that they were going to start a law firm. So all those 3 years we were in law school together, they were networking. They were getting to know all these attorneys, and they would tell these attorneys, look, I'm going to start a law firm. I'm going to let you know when I pass the bar for, maybe you can send me cases, maybe we can do something together. And so I realized that, and then, okay, so a colleague is telling me, we're chatting over lunch, and I asked her how her law firm is doing, how she's getting cases. she told me, I'm getting cases because of an attorney that I met 2 years ago. I told him I wanted to start a law firm, and he's been feeding me cases. In addition to feeding me cases, he helps me with those cases. And he also like rents out a spare room in his law firm to me. And so she's talking to me, and I'm looking at her and just like disbelief. Are you serious? Because then I realized the mistake that I made. I started a law firm out of desperation, right? I started a law firm because I had no money. I didn't know how to make money. I couldn't get a job. And I just started with no network. So at the same time I'm building my practice, I had to go back to the very beginning. I had to start building relationships with judges, with other attorneys. I went to the courthouse Monday through Friday, actually. Monday through Friday, I would go to the courthouse, and I would go to all of these different judges and meet with them. And then in addition to that, before cases would start, I would go early and I would introduce myself to every single attorney. I passed out business cards and resumes, and I'm like desperate, right? So I had to build this network. And then the first several cases, my first 10 cases I got were because judges saw me and they took pity on me. And the other attorneys in the courthouse would give me like terrible cases that they didn't want to do. But I felt so blessed. I was like, yes. But if I started when my friend started it in 2010, beginning of law school, and networked for 3 years and then started my law firm, my experience would have been vastly different. So at this time I'm really stressed out, and so I was like, I finally find a job. I finally get a call back. I finally get a job. And during this job, I took a break and was like, what do I want to do? And then this whole Africa thing I'm doing right now, where I'm decided to focus on African business, came about. But you know what I did this time? This time I was like, I'm not going to be a sucker like I was before. I'm not going to make the same foolish mistake I did before. This time, I'm going to build a crazy network. I'm going to deliberately build the craziest network ever. And I'm going to use my blog, this platform, my podcast in order to do that. And that's what I did. I deliberately sought out people in Nigeria and other parts of Africa that are doing amazing things that I thought it would be beneficial for me to know them. And it's been pretty successful. I started a Facebook group, African Diaspora Hub. I think it has over like 330 members. Now that's a huge networking community for me. That is the very best advice I've ever received during law school, that I didn't take in law school, but I don't want you guys to make the exact same mistake as me.